Otterson looks like an Otterson, right? His new picture, up there. He looks like an Otterson. I'm loving these new face pack that I got from View from the Touchline. Link will be in the description. And just, wow, they look so good. Like, it just adds that little bit of depth to the series that our players now have faces. They have faces. So pleased with that. So let's have a look, see how the end of the season has gone. So the Champions League campaign started with Shakhtar Donetsk at home, and we got 3-0 victory. Mishan with 2 and Midskogen on the score sheet as well. That was followed up, sadly, with a 1-0 defeat. 12 shots to 7. We were in it. We were a good side. They had a bit more possession, but we were away from home. On another day, we could have got a point in that game, if not a win. Back-to-back defeats, so as we then lost at home to Arsenal 3-1. They were just the better side. 18 shots to 9. 50-50 possession. Maybe on another day we could have snuck a win. Maybe they didn't turn up. William Wallace, for the whole of Scotland, he's Brazilian. That's just not realistic. William Wallace should not be Brazilian. We did then get a 2-2 draw against Lyon in France. Both times Lyon scored and then we came back. Mufasa and Midskogen for us. Then a 2-1 victory in Red Star. Should probably say in Belgrade, it would make more sense. But Midskogen with both goals in that game. And then we've just finished off now with a 0-0 against Brescia to finish the Champions League for this year, with us played 6 in 22nd place, won 2, drew 2, lost 2 with a +1 goal difference, 8 points. The sad thing is, we have a better goal difference than Man United, but they are ahead of us. I think it's on, how does it work again? I can't remember why they are, it's head-to-head record, and because we haven't played any of them teams, we are at the bottom, even though we've not played any of them teams. At the minute, we are in the qualifying spot, top 24 go through, but you never know how this could go. So we end up playing, we've got SC Colin away, who are 12th, then Real Betis, who are 9th at home. So I do hope we can get some victories. I think one win would probably see us into the knockout round, but I would like to see if we can get 4 points from the last 2 games. Now, we did regain our cup, winning 4-1 in the final after losing it to KI last year. Mufasa with 8 goals throughout this competition. We ended up regaining the cup title, which was very nice. Very, very nice indeed. With the Super Cup, that meant it was only the league to make it the treble. And luckily, because we only played 27 games, the league campaign fits. Yeah, it completely fits on one screen. And for the first time in this whole save, for the first time in the journey, we have won every single game in the league. Every single game. And even better, with a 5-2 victory on the final day of the season, we ended with a plus 101 goal difference. I wanted to make sure we got over 101 goals. So we played 27, won 27, drew 2, drew 2? No. Drew none, lost none. We won every single game domestically. We won the league, winning all 27 games. We won the cup, and we won the Super Cup. I hope my voice is okay. My nose is blocked. I've been sick this week, so apologies if that's coming across in the audio. But an unbelievable season. So we've only lost 2 games in the first 6 in the Champions League, in the group stage. We won every single game domestically. Every single game. We've had record transfers for the season. We have over 200 million in the bank. And things are looking up. Couple of negatives. I mean, I don't want to drag us down a little bit, but a couple of negatives. First off, Mufasa. He is wanted by Roma and he's currently unhappy because we tried to negotiate a new contract and his agent wanted a 6 million release fee. That ain't going to happen. That would be matched like that and then we'd lose him. So I'm trying to convince him to sack his agent, then we'll offer him a new contract. So in terms of top goals scorer, Mufasa got 49 goals in all competitions this season, 1 away from 50. Midskogen with 19, Mishan with 15, Hjella with 12, 16 with 12. Mark Watson No, 16 got 11, sorry. Sheller got 12. Michelle, yeah. Mark Watson with 9, Lidl with 9, Sterler with 7. Assist-wise, Midskoon with 24, Sterler with 18, Shellstrip with 12, and Heller with 11. And then Jacobson with 7, by the way, can we just point out. And Solheim with 9 as well. This experienced deep line playmaker I brought in managed to pick up 9 assists, which I'm happy with. He didn't look that good in game, so I'm happy to see that. Jacobson with 7 from left back is very impressive. Shellstrip managed to get 12. Jacobson was 7. It does show that my left backs were performing really well this season, so very, very pleased to see that. Our B team did let us down this season, losing a game and drawing a game as well. Pathetic. But they did win the league title again. Top goal scorer within our B team was Thorsby with 16 league goals from attacking midfield. Definitely a player who maybe should be given a rotation option in the first team with the ability to be available for the B team next season, I think. And Butcher, our right winger who we signed, who again also 23 cash for Gabon. Maybe we might push him up into the first team and again make him available for the B team, but give him some football in the A team next season. In terms of assists, it's them two again. Butcher and Thorsby, again, both proven their worth. Both proven that we have players within our B team who can go up into the first team. Our under-18s, 120, drew 3, lost 4. The worst record of all 3 teams. But they were very short of players at points throughout this season. But in general now, we've brought through some very good players who have been getting some football in this team. I do want to give a quick mention to Cernes, who hasn't pulled up roots for our B team. 16 non-competitive games, only 2 goals, 2 assists. But has been playing in a bit more of a deeper role. And I do think long-term he could do that for the first team. So he is definitely a player I'm considering moving up into the first team. And before we go deeper, I'm going to actually go and show you why I'm considering moving him into the first team now. Sterler's contract is running out at the end of next season, and he is refusing to sign a new deal. Now, at the age of 26, I could hold on him for one more season, but part of me is thinking we should cash in on him and ask them to maybe sign him at the end of the season. So we pre-arrange a sale of maybe 10, 15 million and get that cash for him, but hold on to him for maybe another 6 months. That's my initial thinking then. We do have that player who can obviously step up and maybe do a job in the first team now and develop into a player who's just as good as Sterler is now. Now, jumping back a bit, we did obviously have our intake. So looking through a couple of these players, it wasn't a bad intake, to be honest with you. Axel Hermansson is the main striker they recommend. I think he's a very talented all-round striker. Better personality than we've been getting recently as well. Peter Clean doesn't look too bad as well. Again, another player I am fairly happy with. Dalsker is a central defender who again doesn't look too bad. Maybe can develop for another team in the league. Personality wise is a bit of an issue with him. And Brander Zachariasen is another striker. No, he's a right winger, young right winger, 15 years old. Great determination, he is determined. I don't think he's going to make it though, and I don't think he should be on this list of top talents. Now, in terms of the good talents, I don't think they're worth shouting home about. This is our best one, who has some decent technicals and mentals, but just isn't of the level, unfortunately, that we need. So it is looking like, again, it's only one every 3 or 4 years who comes through and we just go, wow, he is going to be a first-team player. But all in all, I think it's been a really successful season. The fact that we went all season without losing or drawing a game, over 100 plus goal difference, winning the cup, the Super Cup, and we're looking decent in the Champions League as well. I'm really, really pleased with how we looking. Domestically with AB, my manager's now played 1,190 games as AB manager. It's over 1,400 in total. So things are just progressing nicely. In terms of the national team, maybe not so much, but we didn't finish bottom. So in this European Championship qualifying, we just didn't step up, unfortunately. We lost to Slovakia 4-0. We did get a victory against Belarus 2-0, Rigseta and Hulgaard on the score sheet, before losing back-to-back games to Ireland 5-0 and 3-0. A friendly defeat to Luxembourg, which was disappointing. Losing away to Turkey 3-1, at home to England 5-1. Nulsa did score against them. Slovakia we lost 1-0. Belarus we then beat 3-2 away from home. This game was played in Norway as well. Johnson getting 2 goals and Højgaard on the score sheet, before we just lost in Wembley 5-0 to England. That saw us finish on 6 points. So we weren't the worst team. Belarus did do a lot worse than us. Finished in 4th place, which I guess is our level. We were never going to finish above England, Slovakia or Ireland. But the issue we have with the national team is this issue where players who play for my club, Danish players, don't become Faroe Island citizens, but Danish players who play for any other club in the nation do. And that is a downside to me having my custom database, which is another reason why we're obviously going to go within a vanilla nation next year. Now, we might go low down in England, for example. We might go, I'm fancying something like Wales, build a nation in Wales, or build a club in England with #United. I kind of don't want to go to Norway next year, because I would like to have a year where we're doing a June to May season, so it runs in parallel with Champions League. Then maybe the year after, if you are still loving that type of series, we can do one in Norway. It's an option. But yeah, our squad is pretty much exactly the same as it was last year. Per Thompson is now a national team player, and this was another prime example. Played for us for 2 years, was away in the paperwork, went to Vesta. As soon as he was at Vesta, about 3 months later, he became a national team player, because he then qualified to play for the Faroe Islands. So it's a bit annoying that players who come and play for us don't gain citizenship. So that's a bit annoying. By the way, a quick mention, he is retiring at the end of the season, is Frode Gutterson. Got released by NSI. He is also a scout now. Is he how you imagined he'd look? Look, with the dark lighting. With his unambitious, moody personality, I think it suits him. 120 caps for the national team. He is, I would say, a legend of this save. He never developed how we would have hoped and became a good personality. I think that held him back. But he was at the club for, 12 years before he went out on loan. Was still at the club for a couple of years after that before he ended up leaving. So I have fond memories of Frode Gutterson. 100%. Now, just jumping back to transfers before we end this episode. Nolsa, who was on loan at Joe Gordon's, there was a agreed deal that if they want him, they could buy him for 2.3 million. I didn't think they would do it, and they did it. So John Nulser has left us and gone to Joe Gordon's. I think for the last couple of years of his career, let him go and get the football. He's still going to play for the national team, and playing regularly for them might help him. And I did agree a free transfer signing, which has come through already, so we will mention that, because you can guarantee in the next video I'll forget to go to the season before. So Asger Arnesen has come in, an Icelandic, 28 years old. So again, I've looked to bring in someone with a bit of experience to add some depth. Was playing at Berda Glimt and was a regular for them this year. And I think he is a very, very talented attacking midfielder. Now, we were lacking a bit of depth when Mishan wasn't playing. I was moving wingers to play in that attacking midfield position to replace Mishan. Now we have Arnesen who can go in and do that job next season. So I think that's a good bit of business. Mishan going into between the ages of 31 and 32 next season. And then we now have this Arnesen will step in and take his place in some games. So that is it for the end of this season, 2047. Thank you for your continued support. It does mean the world to me. I am loving this save as much now as I was when I started, if not more. I'm feeling a lot more connected to the players, feeling a lot more motivated to push this team on, and I do believe we are just them tiny steps away from being a regular knockout round Champions League team. Then it's only tiny steps again from being a very successful team. I've been Paul, also known as the Northman, and I'll see you next time.